Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Danny, for your introduction and for surprising me about the questions. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, composed of myself, Randall Rader, retired former Chief Judge of the United States Circuit Court of Appeals for the Federal District, Demi Wong, founder, CEO, and president of the foundation, the advisory committee member, composed of Stephen Markshire, president of Nanograph. We're all of the U.S.-China Intellectual Property Exchange Foundation. We are delighted to welcome each of our supporters, and especially our VIP sponsors and distinguished guests and attendees and members of the press gathered here this evening to celebrate this inaugural dinner fundraiser for the foundation's birth and the beginning of what shall become an annual event for years in the future, as envisioned by our prophetic founder, Demi Wong. This foundation's mission is special and unique because it's designed to facilitate nonpartisan, non-political, and a non-profit platform for U.S.-China IP leaders to freely engage and socialize business strategies, policies, and plans involving IP assets for their future growth, opportunities to successfully benefit people worldwide, and in doing so, enhance the environment and climate for owners of IP assets to make fact-based, informed business judgments to ensure protection, implementation, and commercialization of the IP innovations. As participants in this inaugural fundraiser dinner, each of you are in part responsible for the success of this event and for that distinction. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and the Advisory Committee, we thank you very much. Now, we must give special recognition to our event organizer and our VIP sponsor, China Daily. We'd like to recognize Mr. Yang Zhang. You'll have to excuse my unlike most Americans, can speak nothing but English and not that too good. He is the Deputy Bureau Chief and Vice President, along with Judy Chia, Director of Marketing and Circulation, and all the other wonderful people from China Daily, USA, that have had a chance to have been willing to help us and make this event just wonderful as organizers of this event. Thank you. Next, I want to recognize our special guest, Mr. Rama Rao, the former director of World Trade and Intellectual Property, United Nations, and Madam Ola Zaran, current head of the Office of World International Intellectual Property Organization. Next, Minwei Yang of the Office of Senator Stravinsky of New York. Carol Ho, owner of Carol Ho. Okay, I think she's not here. A platinum sponsor, partner, head of the International Trademark Department, Talon, Mr. Zhang. Huh? Ray Chong. Thank you. Thank you very much. And his beleaguered colleague who's been in the air more than on the ground, Mr. Zhang. silver sponsor, Mr. Charles Weigel. He's a partner at Frost, Zelnick, Lerner, and Zissou. I should know that. I used to be at a law firm. Another silver sponsor, Susan Douglas. And is it okay if I say same firm? Okay.
Frost Zelnick.
I'm sorry.
Their nickname, Frost Zelnick.
Okay, thank you. Next, another silver sponsor, Philip Brzezinski, Senior Partner, IP Department. That's partner Carter, Krinsky, and Dogan. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for the sponsorship of this event. And again, I'd just like to say we are very grateful to our event organizer, China Daily USA, and the Harvard Club for its professional services, support staff, and for its tireless efforts in helping make this event successful. For this critical undertaking on your part of all the participants gathered here this evening, again, we simply say thank you very much, and we know without your committed efforts, this event would not be possible. As chairman of the Board of Trustees, I believe it is most important at the beginning that each of you, as members of the IP community, know and understand the division of responsibility between the board and management that governs the foundation in this connection. I don't know what I did. I extend my thanks to Demi for involving the trustees and the advisory committee in this event. As trustees and the advisory committee, we gain invaluable insights that enhance our understanding of the challenges facing management through our participation. Accordingly, we, as the Foundation's governance team, are better able to formulate policy for execution of the business strategy to better carry out the Foundation's mission. Suffice it to say, there's little advice I feel competent to give management except to urge our CEO and the team to continue forward on the path to carry out the mission stated above and as articulated by Demi in her opening remarks. My last observation about the operations is to note that we as a foundation are mindful of the prevailing business and political environment which mandates that the foundation operates under a microscope and be guided in everything we do to promote a safe, non-profit, non-political world forum to facilitate an informative exchange of information between U.S. and China IP asset owners to leverage business strategies to enhance IP asset values. The Foundation shall never waver from its core value that its mission is non-profit and non-political. We believe this commitment shall be a safe beacon to all the great innovators in the world of IP, and especially to those in the world's two largest economies, the U.S. and China. The CEO, Demi, is vested with the exclusive responsibility to manage the Foundation's operations. This means the board is non-profit. The board is not responsible for administrative actions or execution of non-profit business strategy, nor involvement in management of the Foundation's operations. What this means is noses in but fingers out, without exception unless specifically requested by our CEO to undertake a specific task. This division of responsibility is fully embraced by the Foundation's board, as we believe it will best serve to ensure the faithful adherence to the mission of the Foundation is carried out to the letter. The Foundation's board remains fully committed to respecting these clearly defined and prescribed boundaries or guardrails concerning governance as described above. This model ensures management need not ever be concerned about being second-guessed about decisions to carry out its business strategy within the approved policy of the board. This means management has unfettered discretion to exercise its business judgment when taking critical decisions. The foundation has a visionary leader in Demi Wayne. Its creation is no accident, and its existence comes at a critical time in the evolution, development, implementation, and application of IP rights and the privileges in the United States and China and other major venues around the world. I predict the pace of development of IP assets will accelerate in the future at a rate beyond what is imaginable to us today. A glimpse into the prospect of what computational electromagnetic wave coupled with deep learning algorithms hold for mankind is one small vista into this uncertain future. The stakes are incredible, incalculable, and incomprehensible to all but a very few among us. This foundation can play a critical role in facilitating this all but certain coming technological revolution of innovations that will create a new world. This foundation's trustees and advisory committee shall embrace Demi Wang as CEO, and urge her in the immortal words of William Shakespeare's Hamlet to, quote, trust your instincts and be who you are, unquote. And if you do, your vision for the foundation will become a transformational reality in the world of IP. It shall create more than a brave new world, to borrow from the book penned by the author Aldous Huxley. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you again for your support of this event.